Okay, troops, we're back. We lost signal. Right, we pointed out in the last video, or the video that before this one, that there was an ammo lift. Now, this is one of the floors where the ammo lift comes up to. I don't know how much it shows up there, but that's how high the ammo lift goes up. I don't know if you can see it, as close as you can. Shit, lost volume. Fire. Hi Shannon. Well, that's the ammo lift that we showed you downstairs. It comes up to this level on the first floor, then it goes up to the higher level where the bigger guns were. If you look into the history of the fort itself, then it tells you how many guns it had. That's the accommodation block on that side. That's where we went first of all, from one end to the other. But mine's got a feeling that we need to go back to that bottom left-hand corner ring. So here's an example of one of the gun placements. Where you got this archway on the floor, that would be where the wheels of the gun were, probably, I guess. And it was pointing out that archway to fire at the enemy, making its way across into the harbour. This is the other part, or another gun placement. But that seems to be like a brick wall. Not that they'd probably be shooting at much. Probably the brick wall might not have been there back in the day. But we don't know that because, unfortunately, I wasn't here in 1847, despite the fact I look old. Now, obviously, like I said in the last bit, these are all segmented off. So you get so far, and then you can't go any further. You've got to go down. You've got no choice. Dancing in the moonlight. So there's any Royal Marines in the location? Show yourselves. Make a noise. Show us of your presence. We mean you no harm. Not coming in any form of disrespect. I mean, that staircase there, mate, is absolutely rotten. Absolutely rotten. I wouldn't even risk sending my fucking budgie guard up there. Not that I've got a budgie guard. Again, I mean, that's local scaffolding. That's not from 18 whatever. That's like current scaffolding. I don't know if they know it's still here, but scaffolding is still here, all the same. Of where they've started the redevelopment. I think it's fell on deaf ears due to funding. I think we need to probably get down somehow. Hi Tim, you alright mate? Oh. So up there, I don't know if you can see it, but up there there's a radar, which obviously keeps moving with the wind. There's like a metal fan type effort up there. But the staircase is ropier than the ropey thing. So I'm not going to risk it for a biscuit. End up in A&E. Even if I don't end up in A&E, you'll lot probably be laughing, but I won't be. But anyway. So you can imagine the troops being all bashed up in there, you know, all in the racks, all in the scratches. And suddenly, you know, warning, ship advancing to the harbour. They will be deployed to man the guns, run up all the staircases, up the archways. Ammo loaders will be lobbing the ammo up to the cannons. Cannons will all be loading up, ready to take aim off, allow for wind and speed, and fire their projectiles at the said enemy ship. Hopefully thus sinking the said ship and saving Portsmouth. Hurrah! Again, how much truth in that? I don't know. If you look up there, That's probably one of the placements for the bigger guns on the top, on that metal apron that's sticking out on the like an overhang. I don't know if you can see it above the scaffolding, but I guess there's a few of them up there. What way do you want to go, dude? You want to go down that way, back to that building now? Andy, right, take point. Hi Kelly, you alright sweetie? Thank you for joining the 4Ps. Please like, share, comment. We are at a fort called Gilkicker, which is in Gosport, a place called Stokes Bay. If you don't know it, we posted some pictures up onto the channel, so if you want to go and have a look at them, you can all, have a look at what it was like in its glory. There's some its current condition as it is on there. But this was one of the first lines of defence for Portsmouth Harbour back in the late 18th century. I don't know when it got decommissioned, but we're now going up onto the roof of the building. It's alright, if Martin gets flown off first, I'll be behind him. I'll be coming back down the stairs. Don't tell him I said that. Shh, he can't hear me. If the police can't see us now, they will. Right, this is on the roof now of the building. That's the chimneys there, parallel to the ground. Now, obviously as you look here, that's all the rivets and screws of the bigger guns. So they'd have aimed out at an angle over the wall and aimed at the enemy ship making its way towards the harbour. What's up there, buddy? Okay. I'm not being funny, but if we get seen up here, this is where we're going to get seen. So don't say we don't do nothing for the channel, because we are. A bit windy up here, mate. There won't hear nothing other than wind. Yep. Just wind disturbance up here. Too much contamination to pick anything up, really, to be up here. Not that I'm doing myself or Martin any favours by coming up here, but Martin was intrigued. That's okay. I'm going to go along the top of the battlements now. Whether or not we see anything again to be seen. Now obviously there's things like that where the holes rusting through, so we just got to check. That's where the ammo would have come up to. So this is the top level of the ammo bunker. There's another hole there. It's very I'd say hazardous. That's obviously some form of pulley system. Well, I'm just going to put an angle, try and get through this bit of a tree that's obstructing our way. So, bear with me for 2 minutes. Break my way through. Yep, sorted. Thank you, old chap. So there we go, buddy system. First man looks after the last man. Get through the obstacle, and then we crack on. That's what we do. Now, obviously, there's some more shenanigans. An elevated gun position. just to add to the range of the effective fire of the cannon. You know, it's slightly elevated a bit higher, so the projectile will go a little bit further. Yeah, so the ammo would have been loaded up, I guess. It would have probably been stored in these dry bays. They probably had a door on them. Don't want to fall in that, because again, that's the footings there of the gun placement. That's gone straight down, so that's obviously quite deep. Not that I want to find out, being 5'11". I like to say a dry 5'11" if I can. But yeah, this is. I'm not picking anything up paranormally. Not hearing anything untoward. Yeah, that's a radar. Although I don't know if you can see it. With some guidelines coming off it, which is obviously whistling in the wind. I don't know if you can hear the whistling. Yeah, it's quite a nice view from up here, technically. Say again. So the banging you can hear is the radar tower that's behind us now. We've gone through the middle of the building on the roof. It's a view behind. That's where the radar is up there on the tower. So some poor bloke would have had to go up there if they lost comms and fix it. Probably blowing the hoolie. Again, some more dry ammo cells, keep the ammo dry. Really quite a serious thing to do back in 18th century, early 19th century, keeping the gunpowder dry, because it's not conventional artillery rounds with a percussion cap. You're talking probably, I don't know, 40-50 pound cannonball. They used to heat them up back in the 18th century, 19th century to cause maximum damage on the wooden ships. So that's why the cannonballs were warmed up prior to discharge. You'd have thought that it probably wouldn't have fit down the cannon hole, but the balls were slightly smaller than the actual barrel of the gun, so it actually did fit down there, heated up because it obviously expands, and then fired at the wooden ship to obliterate it. And like I said, the only reason it was heated up was to cause maximum damage. Now this might have been like a troop shelter, you know, where all the boys would have probably sat in here on a bench having a brew, keeping warm, especially if it's Royal Marines artillery that were subject to being stationed here, because I've come across a lot of their graves when I've done the Highland Road Cemetery. It says Royal Artillery or Royal Marine Artillery. So it's again another gun position. I've just got to get over